no perfect candidates, and this is why it can be difficult to make a hiring decision. It would be so much easier if we had a crystal ball that allowed us to predict the future and the candidate's actual performance, but this isn't the case. As seen in the hiring ecosystem, your role as the hiring manager is to make the final decision on the candidate based on feedback from the recruitment team. And the most effective way to do this is to schedule a debrief meeting with all those who participated and evaluated the candidates. In this module, we'll look at how to make the right hiring decision. And to help you, we'll use two tools, the debrief template and the selection matrix. The purpose of the debrief is for all those who took part in assessing candidates to meet and share their respective scores. Keep in mind that in any group, it's only natural for some people to be more assertive, opinionated, and louder than the others. Yes, you want the interviewers to form and assert their opinion. Why else would you involve them in the process? But take care that no single voice dominates the conversation. You want everyone's input, and that won't happen unless everyone is given a real opportunity to say his or her piece. Two key things to keep in mind. Make sure the debrief is focused on the key skills and experience, not on how we generally feel about the candidate. And remember that a consensus is not required. While you value all input, in the end, it is your decision as the hiring manager on which candidate is the right choice. As you will see in the debrief template, there is an outline of the information you need to gather during the meeting. This includes planning next steps with each non-selected candidate and determine who and how feedback will be provided. You should also identify if you have any silver medalists. Your favorite candidate may not accept your offer, and you may want to keep some candidates warm until you have that signed offer. And you also want to nail down the offer details that will be included in your offer letter. All compensation, start dates, that sort of data. If you don't currently use a selection matrix tool, now is the time to start. As mentioned, one of the objectives of the debrief session is to identify the chosen candidate, and this tool is the best way to do that. The selection matrix is used to determine which candidate has the most relevant job experience and who, if any, should be considered for the role. The hiring team should design the matrix categories to correspond to the knowledge, the skills, and the abilities needed to successfully perform the job. With the help of this tool, you will be able to fill in the scores of each candidate according to the job criteria. And here you must take into account several elements, such as the scores given by other interviewers, as well as the results of any technical or psychometric test, depending on the type of process you chose. You must also assign a weighing factor to each qualification according to the importance you gave to each of the criteria during the requirement definition stage. Be careful not to compare candidates with each other, but rather each candidate against the job requirements. This will ensure that you keep an objective view. Now that you've made your choice, it's time to make the offer to the selected candidate. It's in your best interest as the future manager to be the one to share the great news to the candidate. It's not necessary to discuss the offer details, simply let them know that you have chosen them to join your team, and the offer details can be done by your HR rep afterwards. You have now completed your hiring process and selected the best candidate for the success of your team. And if you followed all the steps in the training, you are now a recruitment champion. Remember, recruiting is an ongoing activity, so be proactive by constantly activating your network and promoting your company's brand. You'll see that you too will become a magnet for talent. And as an added bonus, your HR team will love partnering with you and will want to move mountains for you. Don't forget that the candidate experience continues throughout the onboarding and integration process, and it's referred to as the employee experience. Check out the bonus material to discover tools and more pro tips to elevate your new hires onboarding.